Okay, I think there still are some people to sign in. I was waiting for people to sign in. Maybe it's a long weekend. Okay, so any questions you have from the previous session? We've covered before this. We've covered search, right? We've covered search. We've covered how do you plan with using the keyword planner tool. That is the internal tool. We saw what is the external aid you can use. We saw how to plan your campaigns, how to create these campaigns, what are the reports you have, how do you optimize them, right? How do you optimize? So reports, as in on the tab, we saw the reports. We've not seen reports separately. That we will do next week. But what all you could see on the tab there. Yes. Vijay, what about manual CPC? We also saw all the bidding strategies, right? We also saw all the bidding strategies at one go. And yes, so I think that there was pretty much to revise as well. Vijay, is there a question about manual CPC you want to know? Anything you want to know about it? Yes, what about it? So you are setting a CPC, right? In manual CPC, you are going to be setting the CPC. Yeah, so what all bid strategies we learned last time? Do you all remember what all bid strategies we learned? Nobody remembers any of the bid strategies? We discussed so many, remember? Okay, while people write in, Vijay, manual CPC is that bid strategy where you go and set your CPC and you tell the system that this is going to be my CPC. I'm bidding at this. That max CPC option that we learned. So that is my CPC. And the suggestion is always there from the system. Nee, both those were match types, Bhumika. Yes, some of them are coming in now. Right, Anand. Target search page location was there. Target outranking share. These are some strategies. What other bid strategies are there? Target ROS is there, right? And then manual CPC was one. What else? Maximize clicks, right? And then there was maximize conversions, correct? Somebody else. What was the CPC on display network? Oh, sorry, what was the bid strategy uh, for display network? There is CPM, correct. And then we also had, what else did we have? We also had target CPA, right? So we learned all these different bid strategies last time. So if you have any questions, we also learned eCPC. Okay. So if you have any questions, guys, please ask at this point. Okay. Also, now that Bhumika has reminded me, what were the different match types we learned? Phrase match is one for keywords. What other match types? Exact match, right, Megha? Broad match, Bhumika, yes. Abdul, broad match, right? Bhargavi, Anand, okay. Broad phrase, exact. What else? Modifier, right, Vijay? And one more. Negative much. Okay, wonderful. So now we done with all the bid strategies. We revised, what we learned, sort of. I hope you've also revised it at your end. So now what we will do is, first we will see what we did last time was we saw that what conversions are. We've learned that enough. What is the definition of it? Now we will see how do we go and set up that conversion tracking. Okay, so we'll set up that conversion tracking, and then we will go and see what is display network all about. Okay, because conversion tracking can be is not about any particular campaign. Conversion tracking is just a something that you set up in the system. It conversions can happen from any kind of campaign. Okay, so where you go is you go to tools and you go to conversions. And this is where you will say plus conversion, and you will say from where you want, from which source you want to track conversions, right? So let's say your website, and you're saying that you will give it a name for your own reference. Now why are we doing all this? First of all, we're doing this because so far what we've learned is, if my ad shows, somebody clicks on my ad, and they go to my website, right? So because they click on my ad, and that's something that Google controls, then Google knows that if they have clicked on my ad or not. But when they go to my website, that's not something that Google has access to, right? Or Google does not know what is it that is a conversion for you, right? So you Google cannot know that you uh, unless you go and specify. Plus Google cannot have access to what happened on your website unless you make some unless you provide that access. Okay, and how do we provide that access? By adding a piece of code. Okay, in the coding of the website we add a piece of code. Okay, so let's start this. So you will give it a name, whatever that conversion is for you. You will give it a name. It can be a sale, it can be some kind of form that you have, whatever it is. You just write the name of that conversion for you. Okay, so let's say it is lead forms for whatever you have. Okay, or it can be a sale, it can be car related, test drives, so many different kind of things you can do. Then value. Okay, so now they're asking you what is it that each conversion is worth to you, right? So you tell them that every time this conversion happens, it is worth so much money to me, whatever it is, right? It gives me so much money every time this conversion happens. So this is the worth of this conversion for me, this is the value that I will give for this conversion. Or the second option is that the value of this conversion action may vary. So if there are variable sort of values in your case, maybe there are different products and different prices are there, and in that case you have variable values that come to you, then you have to then you can choose this option, and then there will be a little modification that your developer will need to do in the coding. Okay, if you choose this option. And then finally there is don't assign a value. Don't assign a value in case you do not want to calculate the conversion worth from here. In any case you will be able to track the number of conversions, right? Number of conversions can be tracked. And if you do not maybe you're not doing it for your own business, and in that case maybe you do not have the values also. It is possible, right? You do not have the values, or maybe it's not about values for you, it's about collecting leads, or maybe, and you do not want to assign values and all right now, and those things you can calculate at your end later on, right? So in that case you will not assign a value. In such cases you will not assign a value, so you can say don't assign a value, right? Or I do not have access to values, or I do not want to monitor values, I just want to get the number of conversions. So whatever it is in your case, you can go and choose here. Then the next question is count. So count is like, would you so when multiple conversions happen on my website, right? Multiple uh, times that action happens on my website, whatever action I want, then would I, and that happens when one person visits, essentially one person visits. Voice is breaking for anybody else, is it? No, no. Anand, please check. So then if you say that one person has one click has come to my website and bought three things, okay, so will you count them as three conversions, or will you count that as one conversion? Because one unique click converted, I want to count it as one conversion. Or no, I have, three different products were sold, especially when there are variable values and all, then maybe you would want to count them as three different conversions, right? So you can say every conversion or one conversion. You can choose. Like one click came in, three purchases happened. Are they three conversions or one conversion? No, no, that's an option. Okay, you can choose both of them, either of them. So that option is given to you. So you can decide which how you want to record it. Okay, so then that's done. Then you say specifically, if you have like this here, if you have variable values, then it definitely would make sense to count every conversion, right? Then only they can be multiplied with each conversion, and then the worth can be calculated. The total conversion amount can be calculated. Total conversion value can be calculated. Okay, so then in this case, maybe if you are filling up lead forms and all, it is, anyway, maybe you will have one lead form, right? In that case, you can just say one conversion also, right? Okay, conversion window. Then here is one more concept, which is like, if if we go to a website, right? We click on an ad, we go to a website. Do we always like convert right then? It's not necessary, right? That we will buy that product right there, or we will fill that form right up at that moment. So we might not. We often we are for variable reasons, for whatever reasons, we go out and we sometimes we remember it, we go back, and then later on also, maybe the same day, same evening, later another day, whatever, whenever we go back directly to that website. We can go back directly to the website and go and convert, right? But why did we convert? Because we saw that ad in the first place. We had seen that ad, we had clicked, we had gone to the website, we had not converted. Later on we went and converted, right? That very often happens in the case of conversion. And that's why there is a conversion window that you can set up as an advertiser, and decide that if within this time frame also, my user comes back and converts, I will still count it as a conversion. Okay, so that is what conversion window means. Now you can say that you can specify the duration within which you think people convert, right? So you can say that in your case, that is right, because there are different products and everything. So you specify that within this time also, if they come back and convert, it is because of this ad, right? So that's why you will set a time duration here. The other one is view through conversion window. In this case, people didn't click on your ad. This one is for display network. When people didn't click on your ad, they saw your ad, as in the ad was shown, right? The ad was shown, there was an impression, and then they came back later and they converted. All right, so they came back later and they converted. So, and then they will be counted within view through conversions. So conversions will be one, view through conversions will be another. So they will be then counted in view through conversions from impressions on display network, like it says. And you can specify the time duration here also. Why this is there? Because image ads have that kind of impact, right? Even without having clicked, you may have registered it, right? You may have registered it as a user, and that's why the advertiser should be tracking you here as well. Okay, so this is done. That's your conversion window. Now you can go and say save and continue. These are for your reference. Attribution model is another one, but you can keep it to last click model, where it will say that whichever. So suppose there were multiple ads and all on which people clicked. If you keep it to this, then whichever ad the person last clicked on, from that ad, it will be counted as a conversion. Okay, and then we go and say save and continue. Now what it will do is, okay, this form, this name I have already have in the account, so I will keep it to this and say save and continue. What it generates is, it will generate a code. See here, this is a code that will be generated that needs to go into the coding of the page you want to track, right? So you typically will go and you can save it right here, you will save it on your system, or you can simply email it to your web developer, right? So unless you are the I mean, the you are the one who's taking care of everything. It's your business and you're taking care of everything. You will not be required, unless that is the case. You will not be required to do, the development as well as advertising. So you can just email it to your developer, and with the installation instructions it will automatically go to the developer. What they need to do is they need to put this code uh, between the body tag of the final confirmation page, right? So they can put it there so that uh, Google can go and register that one conversion has happened, right? The conversion has happened, Google can go and register it. Okay, so then we'll say done, and that's how your this one is the one that we created. I don't know where it is. Okay, anyway, so that's how you create the conversion tracking. But now you how do you get it? Is this clear so far, what we did? Yeah. So now Google is recording conversions, right? But you're not seeing it here. Okay, it is being recorded but you're not seeing it here. Why are you not seeing it? Because by default your columns will not include conversion columns. So what you need to do is you need to go to the modify columns, right? You need to go to modify columns. So here my columns do include these, but in your case it might not be so in the beginning. So you need to go to modify columns, you can go to conversions, and you can choose the conversion columns and then add them. So see, if this is how your columns are going to look like, then you go and say I want these things also on my columns, right? And you and then you say done, apply, right? So then you will start seeing, so you can essentially modify the column. So basically, some metrics that are more important to you you can keep, and metrics that are not important to you can delete them. So you can modify these columns also. So you can add the conversion columns in your account like this. So when you say modify columns and you add them, then what will happen, that wherever that conversion would have um, modify columns one, Megha. So then what will happen is that once you've added these columns, then wherever the conversions would have happened, it will start getting a report. It will start showing up here. So when you set up conversion tracking, Google will start to record conversions, right? When you set up conversion tracking, which means that you did what we just did, and also your developer went and installed that code. Unless that code is there, it can't Google will not be able to track conversion. So that code is implemented and correctly implemented, then the numbers will start coming in. Only to be able to view your numbers here, you can go to modify columns here, modify columns, and go and choose conversion metrics, right? You can say conversions, and then you can click on the double arrow here, add these and say apply. Okay, so when you do that, what will happen is you will start seeing these conversion related metrics that you chose in your columns, right? And then you will be able to view them right here. So while it is being recorded, and if you go into reports and run a report, you will see them, but to also see in your columns, you should run it here. uh, okay, now everybody else can hear me, apart from Paras. Yes. Okay. Bhumika, you heard that again? Sorry, Megha. Megha, did you hear that again? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so that's it. So that's how you go and set up conversions. Let's go to the slides here that we have on this conversion tracking. Right. So you go to tools, you go to conversions, you say plus conversion, you choose the source, you fill this up, and these are just more definitions into value of a conversion. If you set up dynamic values, that is, variable values, then you will need the developer to add something extra on your conversion tracking tag, and then you set the conversion window, right? And so that's about it. You can set a conversion window anywhere from 7 to 90 days. If you don't use the conversion window, a 30-day default window, which we saw that by default it was 30 days, right? A conversion window can only be configured for a web page, import, and phone call conversions, right? So if you have any those phone call related that we will see call related sort of campaigns, if you run, then for those also you can have these conversions. Okay, count conversions and app downloads can also be counted as unique conversions. So we have not done the call and app kind of campaigns, but when you create such campaigns, for those also you can have all these different conversions. And remember, every kind of conversion will have its own conversion tracking tag. And if you also make any changes to the settings, right, you go back to that conversion tracking we set up, and if we go back, click on that, and we go back to it and change something there, then also if your tracking code will change, and then you should update the tracking code. So simple. What is this? So by setting conversion, you can understand if a person has visited a certain landing page on your website. No, Anand. So conversion is when somebody came into your website, and then that's just a click. Okay, conversion is when they went and performed that action on the website which you wanted them to do. Okay, so you wanted them to fill that form, they filled it up. You wanted them to buy, they bought. Whatever that conversion is for you, right? It can be just a simple form for you, it can be a download, it can be subscription of something, it can be a purchase, right? So when they do that, then it is, that's why to track that you are doing this conversion tracking. Mega clear? Yeah. So information you're getting, maybe you have that form there, and that form will give you information. But how many people went and filled that form, right? And if you want to also track the kind of monetary value, since you are advertising in a way, you are, when you're doing all this, you are advertising, right? So you're spending money. Then you can also track the worth that you got out of it. Okay. So if you add values, then you also get worth. Um, so people will fill up a form. They will say submit, right? They will say submit, and you will tell them that thank you, your we have received your details, and we will contact you shortly. Okay, we'll call you up shortly, right? So that page. Example of what, Mega, you want? Um, so so let's say you want new sari website will ask for their um you can I mean, you can do that, but that is typically for emailing, right? If you are doing it for mailing, um for getting email IDs, right? So email IDs are definitely usually for mailing, so that you can track that in a different way. So that for that you don't require. Typically, like there are industries that, like, let's say a real estate or a car. All these kind of industries are, they cannot sell online, right? But at the same time, they have to get leads, right? So they have to get leads, and then they can have a form up there and say that, a car one can get a form up there and say that you go and give us your phone number. Okay, it is phone number which is really required. Give us your phone number, your name, and we will call you up. So the person goes and fills that up. The website says that we will call you up shortly, right? So that then the conversion is recorded, right? For this purpose, the conversion is recorded, that a conversion has happened here. And that's so that form you will get at your end. But the how many conversions happened, and if it is something that is also monetary, there can be a monetary value to it, then you will also get to know how much money you got out of it. So you saying that two conversions happened, then it can tell you that two conversions happened, and since you said that every conversion is worth 100 rupees to me, so the conversion value, the total you've got, is 200 rupees. Okay, I'll come back to the questions before I miss some questions here. Web page means visiting web page. Web page. So here you will track that confirmation page. Okay, so when you track that confirmation page, you uniquely know that that the conversion has happened. Bhumika. Aniket, which question? As Megha. Okay, is it clear? Yeah, so of course, I mean, see, if I'm doing this for brand awareness, okay? If I am on AdWords for brand awareness and that's the only reason I am here on for, then I will not need conversions at all. I will not even get into it, okay? It depends on your company, your industry. So what is it that you want out of being here? Just do you just want branding? Do you want leads? Do you want like final sales, right? Paras, are you back? What is the aim of done? How we put filling form is conversion. How we how that will be tracked? Bhumika, now is it clear? It will be tracked because of that code there. So where do we mention this is the action we want the consumer to perform to consider it as conversion in Google AdWords? Um, so in that thank you page of that only, you will have that code, Anand. So then AdWords will be able to track that and will be able to also track it back to which ad, which keyword, which campaign, which ad group it came from. Give me one moment. Okay, can you guys hear me? Yeah. Okay. So wonderful. So how do we? This is done. Anand, that's done. The form page will be conversion, but how will we mention that on Google Ads? By giving link of that form page? Yes, definitely, Bhumika. So your ad will you people will click on that ad. So if you are a real estate website, right? That insurance example that we saw, all these kind of industries, right? So that insurance example we saw, people went and clicked, and then they went landed up to a page where there was a form, right? Not the submit button, that form, and then when they filled up the form, then they submit. If they ask for number for a callback, is that considered as a conversion? If they ask for a number, and that is not a conversion, when that person goes and fills up that form and says submit, that is a conversion. Tushar, clear? Bhumika, is the voice fine? Okay. Okay, somebody was asking about code. Code is the coding of the website, right? So every page, right, every website, every page of a website, any website has coding behind it, right? That your engineer, your developer goes and handles, right? So that coding, that coding, because so on that coding only, there are these body tags, right? So on between that body tags, this little piece of code needs to get added. Bhumika and Tushar. Is that clear now? No, no, that is not something that I can get into, and that is not something you have to worry about. That's what I'm trying to say. You don't have to worry about, you don't have to do it, right? That is something that only your web developer will do. I mean, are you into a business you own and you want to do it by yourself? Is it something like that? Because if not, then as an advertiser, you're not supposed to do it. But why do we need a code? Because Google cannot know what happened on your website, Tushar, right? Unless you give them access. By adding that piece of code there, you are giving them access to be able to record that. Is there any role of us regarding coding? No, as advertisers, you are not supposed to do this at all. You just have to email it to the web developer. No, but I want to see where to put the code. So where to put the code? Every page has a body tag, right? You have a header, you have a body tag, right? So in the body tag, between the opening and the closing body tag, you can put it anywhere. Bhumika, what are the different types of conversions? There are no different types of conversions. Conversion will be, for you it can be whatever, but for the purpose of Google, it will just come back and tell you yes, one conversion happened. Right? For you, it can be just a form, it can be a sale. We discussed that. Bhumika, what? Code? No, 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 no. ये नहीं 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 वेबसाइट का कोड सो what your what your software engineer or your developer, when they create the website, every website is created using code. Okay, so every website has a code, every page has a code. Okay, so it's about that, right? So that code is like this. um, I think you can text. I'm not sure where it is on Safari. Yeah, so you can go and check externally, you can check the code for a website, but basically you have to log in, and only developers will be given access to it, because anybody else, if they do not know and if they are given access to it, they can completely mess it up. So so they nobody else has access to it, and that's why you, as advertisers also, you're not supposed to do it. I thought it is somewhere on the website and we have to look for it. No, 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 no. Now you got it, na? Okay. Yeah, view source code. That is what I was trying to find. Anyway, is this the one? No. Anyway, so you can click on a website and you can right click on it. You go to view source code and typically it comes up. Or not on Safari, I guess. I'm not sure on Safari. I don't use it otherwise. Okay. So is this clear now? Conversions? Lot of confusion, huh? Now is it clear? I hope. Yeah. Great. Can you show again where, please, where the code is or from where we'll copy it? So when you create that tracking and you said, you went to the next page, that is, you submitted that button when we filled that form here, and automatically this form that we filled up, okay, and we went to the next page after this, save and continue. That page will give you that code, Tushar. Okay, Tushar, maybe. I don't work on this at all, so yeah, can't say. I can try it out later on. Okay, so that is about conversions. Yeah, so see, we have it. Oh no, we don't have it here. Okay, anyway, this is how the code looked like. This code will go onto the code of the website as well. Okay, so now let's go on to display network, right? So let's go on to the display network. This was about conversions, which is common to any kind of a campaign. It can be common. Now we will go to another type of net. Now we go back to our, where all you can advertise, right? So we have seen enough of search. Now we've seen everything about search. Now we go to the next part of it, which is the Google display network, right? And before we begin, now I want to ask you, have all of you seen Google Display Network ads in the last 2 weeks since we discussed how they look like? Paras, Bhumika, Bhargavi, Anand, Tanmay, five of us, Tushar, okay. YouTube ad also you've seen, okay. Wonderful. YouTube will discuss next week. Today will be more onto images. Vijay, Aniket. So all of us have seen these ads, right? So all of us, anyone has any issue identifying these ads still, or you can definitely identify these ads. If you have an issue, then tell me. Also, where have you seen them? Have you seen them on the computer? Have you seen them on your mobile device? Where have you seen them? Okay, Bhumika, Bhargavi on the system, Tanmay is seen on both, right? Okay, Anand both. Yeah, so they are everywhere, right? So you would have seen them wherever you've seen them. It depends on what you accessed, but you would see them everywhere. You would see them on mobiles. You would see them on mobiles also. Within mobiles also, you will see them in the browser. You can see them within apps, right? And you can see on the computers also. Of course, tablets is the third category, so you can see them there as well. So you can see them everywhere, and you can identify these display network ads now. So some data, let's see these also. This is just some data on what is the time that users are spending online, and that this is ever increasing, right? No matter what numbers we put sort of put up here, it's definitely increasing, right? We can only base these numbers from whatever research that was there last. Okay, and this is the now this is also talking about how why cover display network as well, because search is not covering, search is not taking up the 100% of the user's time, right? 21% of the time is spent searching, but there is rest, approximately 80% of time, which consumers are spending elsewhere. And you can reach these people, you can reach people during this time also. Even when they're not searching, you can reach the same people or a different set of people, by targeting the display network. So you can reach them on all these different devices, and yeah, and also different platforms like YouTube. Then you reach the right audience. The Google Display Network, what all it encompasses, it says there are those Google owned properties like Google Finance, Gmail, Blogger, YouTube, right? There are ads in various formats: text, video, rich media formats. Okay, and Google AdSense inventory is part of the inventory that you will see here. So the number of websites. So here you can see what all the different websites that are there. So you will be able to see the publisher side of it can be the Google AdSense inventory. For you, you want to go and check any website. I want to show my ads on this website. Is it available on Google Display Network or not? You can go and check. We'll see all this. The number one display provider across all screens. Okay, some more data. Okay, some more data on display network. And because your consumers are everywhere, you should be everywhere, right? Um okay, so now we reach the targeting part of it. So on search, right? So we know what is display network. It has, like, there are like over 2 million websites, there are huge list of apps, there are videos also that you can target. So all these places you can, videos on YouTube and all that you can target. So all these places you can target. Now what are the different ways? So all these places you can show your ads on, but how do you reach your consumer? So how are you targeting your consumer? What did you do on search? On search, you went and said that if the consumer is looking for these keywords, I want to show him or her my ad, right? Now here you have multiple ways of targeting, right? You have multiple ways of targeting. And where will all this targeting go? All this targeting will go in your structure, like on search you had campaign, and you had ad group, and you had keywords and ads here, right? You had keywords and ads. On display network, you will have campaign, ad ad group within it. Within that you will have ad and targeting, right? So you will have campaign, ad group, ads, and targeting. Now this targeting, there are so many options from which you can choose. So what are these options? First options are your contextual kind of options. Okay, contextual targeting are your keyword or topic kind of targeting. Is it making sense so far what we're doing? Yeah, okay. So contextual targeting means that you will say that, my ad is going to show here. So my ad will show where the content on that page is so and so. Okay, so you're saying that if you choose keyword and topics, there are two types in contextual targeting. So if you choose keyword, you are saying that wherever these kind of keywords are there, the first one here, dog food, dog pet food, branded dog food. So let's say the articles have these kind of keywords. This is the kind of content that is there in the articles. And wherever there is content like this, there's a lot written on that, and there my ads are showing. So assumption being that if people are interested in this at this point, they will also be interested in my ad. So like that you can do a display keyword targeting. Okay, it's called display keyword targeting, which is a type of contextual targeting. The other type of contextual targeting is topic based targeting. In topic based, instead of going and saying these, mentioning these keywords, you have these list of topics that are already available on the system, and Google has already classified all the pages accordingly. So if you go to pet, you in your topic targeting, you go and you choose a particular topic. Say in this example, you go and choose pets and animals, and within that there is a subtopic, animal products and services. Okay, so you go and choose that as a that subtopic by clicking on that double arrow again there. So when you choose that, then what will happen? So Google has already classified which are the pages that have content on animal products on services and services. So wherever that content is there, there your ad will show. So these are two different types of targeting that you can choose. Okay. And then there is placement targeting. In placement targeting, you want to show your ads. So you'll say that, if display network is about websites, then why should I go into all that? Why don't I just choose the websites where I want to show my ads, right? So if you want to do that, then you can go by placement targeting. So here you can choose that my ad should show on this particular website, or on these particular apps, or on these videos or these video channels, right? So you can choose that. And these will not though guarantee that you will definitely get impressions everywhere, or you will get equal number of impressions, but you can sort of choose them, and based on the availability you will be able to target these. So that is placement. Now there is the audience. There is something you can choose about the audience, which is the demographics that you can choose about the audience. So you can choose the age, gender, and the parental status of people who will see your ad. Okay, so if you want, you can choose, or otherwise you can leave it. By default it will show to everyone. But if you have anything specific based on your brand, if there is any specific gender, there is a parental status, means parents or no parents. So if you want to target like that, so you can go and choose that. Then also about the audience, you can choose their interests. Okay, so where is this audience kind of data coming from? Any idea? So when you're targeting, okay, from their IDs, yes, from their IDs also. So from their account, when you mention, certain details, so yes, that is there. And then you can also, and they Google will also see the browsing behavior and everything about the people, and they can also know the interests. Okay, so you have a Google account settings, right? You have a Google account settings. Of course you enter your demographic details and all also in your Google account, and then you also have Google account settings where you can further mention your interests, right? And also on the browsing behavior, all this data can come from. On all the browsing behavior of yours, this data can come in, and from this data people are also categorized into what types of interests they have. Okay. How to select demographic, can you please explain again? Yes, so I'll show it to you in the account. In the demographic, you can choose if you want to choose a particular age group who will see your ad, or a particular gender who you want to show your ad to, or a particular parental status you want to show your ad to. Okay, so none of this is compulsory. Okay, these are all different options you have. You can just say that I want to do a topic targeting, or you can just say that I want to only go for placement targeting, and I want to go for these 10 websites, and that's it. Okay, so you can, in at every ad group you can choose one of these things. You can choose multiple also, but multiple is not recommended. So at every that campaign, ad group, and then that level that I showed you, ad and targeting, so there in the targeting you can choose for any ad group, you can choose any of the targeting. Okay, so multiple is not recommended. When I say that, I mean that, if you choose multiple types of targeting, I mean, if they are closely related, you can try it out also. But if you try to narrow it down too much, then it is not recommended, because it kind of brings you into it becomes it can become more expensive for you also. Plus it will only be an intersection of whatever you choose that will see your ad. Okay, so that will also become narrow in that sense. Okay, so then clear so far? Tanmay, Anand? Okay, okay. So you already sent. Then interest category mein, interest category is what? So you are you can now choose the interest of your audience also. So in interest category, you're not saying topic. Okay, now these are all different. Topic, you're not choosing topic. You're not choosing placement. Now you can also target some people by their interest. Okay, so there are two types of interest categories. Interest category. One is the affinity audience, and the second is the in-market audience. Okay, affinity audience and in-market audience. What are the differences between these audiences? Affinity audience, now how do they look like is okay, I'll show you in the account, but first let's understand the definition. So essentially, in affinity audience you have, you know, a huge list of audiences, and you as advertisers we just have to go and choose, okay, I want to target this kind of affinity audience. Or in market audience also there is an entire list, okay, and you can just go and choose, okay, that this kind of in market audience I want to target. Now what happens is affinity audience are these people who are interested in whatever that category you choose, okay. So these people are interested in that on a regular basis, right? On a regular basis they are interested. So let's say they can be people who are interested in music. Okay, so if you want to target people who are interested in music, then these people have been have been interested in music as on a regular basis, and not be like hobby related things only. It can be something more commercial also. Okay, so you can target any of these audiences and say that, you know, okay, I want to target affinity audience music lovers, right? So these people have been seen to be interested in music on a long term basis. So their browsing behavior, their searches, all that shows that they are interested in music on a long term basis. And then you can go and choose that kind of an audience and show your ad to them. And when you show your ad to them, you show them, you are showing, we are only choosing the audience. Okay, you are not now choosing the website. You're not choosing which website your ad will show on, or what is the content, what is the article talking about. These things you're not doing, you're choosing the audience. So that what that will mean is that if there is if that person is there, as long as that person is there, that website can be about anything else also, right? So if you are a music related company and you're choosing an affinity audience for music to show your ad to, then that person might right now be on a finance website, right? And not really surfing on music right now, but that person is an affinity audience for music, and that's why you are showing your ad to them. Okay, that's why they will see your ad, so you'll be only targeting that audience. Okay, similarly, in case of in market audience, what will happen is, now these are the people who are this in market audience actually is great. It happens product wise. Okay, so these are people who are researching on this product, on this particular product, uh, a lot right now, right? As in the recent past, they have been researching on this product a lot. So let's say in market audience for a certain product, right? So you can go and target them. And then what are these people doing? These people were not affinity audiences, right? These people were not affinity audiences. So let's look at this example only. There is this person, the first one is interested in fitness. Okay, so we show him ads about fitness goods wherever he goes on the Google display network, and including placements that don't talk about fitness. And these are affinity audiences. Okay, so they are interested in fitness on a long term basis, and these kind of people, if you go and choose on affinity audience, you will be showing them your ad to you will be showing your ad to people who have been interested on a regular basis. Now there are these people who are not interested in fitness, but recently for medical reasons they have suddenly become interested. So what does their browsing behavior show? Their browsing behavior does not show anything related to fitness, right? Or their any of their history, any of their interests so far have not shown. But suddenly you see that or Google sees that they are looking for yoga mats or gym clothes. They're looking for this, and they are kind of searching for these. They are looking at the different brands. They are also probably seeing reviews on YouTube or wherever, right? So they are reading up a lot and they're researching a lot, then what will happen is these people will be put into in market audience for this particular product. They were not affinity audiences. Such people will be put into in market audiences, and then you can go and when you choose in market audience for yoga mats, you might be showing your ad to this person. Is this clear? How what are the different interest audience? Yes, Megha. Yes, yes. I'll increase the volume. Yeah, tell me.
Hi, Ruchi. I have a question. Recently, can you hear me first of all?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so recently, this is something that has happened, and I have been noticing this happen a lot, and I'm wondering if this is how the Google, display network connects my browsing behavior. So if I was looking for, say, example, a hotel somewhere in Himachal Pradesh,
Hmm.
the most of the websites that I'm opening are showing me ads on this, in that area, all the hotels in that place, right?
Hmm.
And so that is probably the Google Display Network ad. It's trying to basically get my sale and targeting me, right? So I would connect that story with how Google tries to track your buying behavior and then tries to entice you with every other website that you open, and show you the same thing, that why don't you just click and do it, right?
Okay. So
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead.
Megha is speaking, guys. Can you hear her question? I don't know. But okay. So yeah. Okay. Fine. So Megha, it's like this. Did you see the ads on hotel related websites, or did you see ads on different on websites that were about something else completely?
The websites which were completely something else, and I was just on any website that I open, whether hotel or non-hotel, that on the on the side there's a little link which is trying to get my business and say, why don't you click here, and you can make the booking right now. But what I'm trying to say is that probably that is how Google is trying to get business, from all different websites through the Google Display Network. I just want to make sure that it's what I have in mind is what we are studying right now,
Okay, sure.
right?
I'll answer your question. So now, essentially, let's not look at it from Google perspective. First of all, there are advertisers who are trying to show your ad, trying to show their ad to you, right? So there are these advertisers that are trying to show their ad. How will they reach you? They can, yes, they can target in market audiences. If there is a category like that, we will see the in market audiences categories. So if there is a target like in market audiences who are looking for something like this, so yes, they can go and choose advertisers who go and choose something like that. They might be able to show you their ad anywhere on the Google Display Network. And it's not a tiny link and all. It will be a proper, it has to be a Google Display Network ad. Only then we are talking about it. Okay, if there are any other kind of ads, we are not talking about that here. We are only talking about Google Display Network ads. So if you've seen those Google Display Network ads that talk about hotels, then yes, they can be interest type of targeting for you. Or there is one more targeting that we're coming to, that is called remarketing. Okay, so remarketing is another kind of targeting you may have also seen because of remarketing. Okay, so if you have visited the website of these hotels, right, and then you are seeing the ad of coming from them, then it can be remarketing as well. Megha, is that clear? Okay, cool. So have you visited the websites of the ones you saw? Yeah, so then it can be interest based targeting, and you can target an in market audience. Let's see it. You know what all you can choose, and let's remind me to also see if we find something for hotels and all. How does Google understand if I'm interested in fitness to target me as affinity audience? From all your browsing behavior, Anand. So one, there are, if you go and search Google account settings, okay, Google account settings, and then when you're logged in, see that Google account settings may, you can actually specify what are your interests. One, Okay, Anand, so there also you can go and customize. That is one. And second is all your browsing behavior. Okay, so all your browsing behavior, all your searches, right? So all those are going to tell Google that what is it that you are interested in on a long term basis. Okay, and in market audiences will be the ones who have been researching recently. They were not there on a long term basis, but there is a recent spike. Okay, so these are all the different types. In remarketing will come to in a little while. We'll come to remarketing. First, let's go and create this campaign and let's see all this targeting also. So there is a lot. Let's see all campaigns. Okay, we go to plus campaign. And if there are any questions still around targeting and all, don't worry, we will see and then I think it will become clearer. Okay, then display network only kind of a campaign we're going to choose. Some things I will go ahead quickly with, the ones that we've already seen on search. Okay, campaign level settings, that is, and then we will see specifically for display network what we have. Okay, so first it is asking us to choose a marketing objective, right? So if you choose a marketing objective, it will go and customize things for you. It will tell you that if you choose see your ad, then it will tell you that go by CPM. If you say that visit your website, that is my objective, then it will tell you that you go and choose CPC. But of course you can choose the others also. So let's say this. Okay, it says load settings from existing campaign. What's with the voice? Voice is should be fine. Yeah, it's fine. Everything is fine here. Okay. Load settings from existing campaign. So you the same thing that we saw last time. If you want to load your settings from any previous campaign, you can do that. Location, just like we saw last time, you can choose the locations to target. You can choose the languages. Bid strategy, see, now by default it is suggesting us CPM. Okay, by default it is suggesting us CPM, but if you want, you can also alternatively choose any other bidding strategy. And look at the list of bidding strategies. It suddenly becomes so short when we come into display network, because a lot of those search specific strategies are not here now. Okay, then you have budget per day. So whatever is your budget per day, you can type in here, and then you say, all right, Bhumika. So start date, end date, ad scheduling, right? Um, all good, yeah, all good with the voice, I think. Okay, so start date, end date, ad scheduling. We've seen this, right? We've seen this already. Ad rotation. Ad rotation is something that we have already seen. Again, you can optimize for clicks, optimize for conversions, rotate evenly, rotate indefinitely. Frequency capping. Now, frequency capping. Any questions so far? This is all clear, right? We've done all this on search as well. Frequency capping now is when uh, you can say that what are the number of viewable impressions you want to keep it for the same user. Okay, why? Because if you keep showing your ad to the same user again and again, will that have an impact? Will that have any impact on that, additional impact maybe? So beyond maybe if you've shown that ad to somebody like thrice, four times, or once or twice or thrice or four times, whatever. Beyond that, if you keep just showing that ad to the same user again and again, that's just not going to get you any incremental benefit, right? They would have seen your ad. If they had to click, they would have clicked it. It's not going to give you any incremental benefit, and what you're going to do is you're going to spend unnecessarily because you are paying by impressions here. Yeah, so you will say that no cap on viewable impressions, or you can choose whatever is the cap on viewable impressions per day, per week, per month, or per ad group, per campaign ad basis. You can choose how many times you want to show your ad to the same user. Okay, so whatever it is, you can decide. Maybe this is what I want to keep it to. Okay, whatever it is. Okay, so per week or per month also you can choose. You can choose this. Now there is an ad. Okay, it's by a website called shein.com. I have been seeing that ad everywhere, right? I've been seeing that ad everywhere. Like on YouTube, it's become like a fixed ad for me. Yeah, so great. So I find somebody else too. So it's become like a fixed ad for me. And okay, Bhumika Bhargavi, me. Okay, so fine. So it's they are targeting women, and that's all they're doing, I guess. And they are they don't have any frequency capping. I see their ad like at least 3 times in a day, and really I'm not interested, because I might have clicked on it like once. I saw it thrice, maybe I would have clicked on it. Now I'm not clicking on it. And it's just, I don't know why they're showing that ad. It is just a waste of money from their end, right? So that's why I will, you also always have to have some sort of frequency capping to it. Okay. And then um yeah, Tushar, because typically I think all women are seeing that. That's the targeting, but no frequency capping they have. Okay. So Anand, I don't think so that would happen so many times. You don't know the frequency that I'm talking about. Really, it's really bad. Okay, so I don't think so. We will have people who know this. So yeah. So then, um, show additional settings. Okay, then we go and we say delivery method, standard, accelerated, add extensions. Delivery method we know, right? We've already done this. And then you say add extensions. Here only location and call are the options. In case, like, you want location or call extension, you can choose. Okay, then devices, you can choose. You can also see, now you can also completely segregate, like this. So that's the kind of option you have. You can say, mobile or no mobile, computers or no computers, tablet or no tablets. Or within mobile also you can choose, within app you want to show your ad. That ad, that takes up the whole screen, and then people close it and then go back to the app. Do you want to show that ad, or do you want to show the ad in the browser or not? So you can also choose all that. So all this you can choose, and then you can give it a name. So let's say display campaign for August 26th. Give it a name based on whatever your category is for which you're creating that. Okay, and then this is your campaign. We'll say save it. Ad group name. Okay, and sorry, I'm coming back to this, but glad I'm Bhumika Bharvagivi that there are other people also who are seeing it like this, because I've reported that ad like at least 4 times. I've reported it, and even then I'm seeing that ad again and again. I've reported I'm not interested multiple times. I've seen, even then that also doesn't work. Okay, so maximum CPM bid. Okay, there you can put in your CPM bid. Now there is a display planner here also. Okay, just like we saw keyword planner, there is a display planner here as well. So that we will go to, and there they will suggest you what you can bid, right? What CPM you can bid on for whatever you're choosing. Now you put in your landing page here. Okay, and then see, we reach the targeting part. So now here you will choose your targeting. So see, first one is demographics. Now demographic, gender, age, parental status, right? By default everything is checked, right? If I don't have any particular demography in mind, my brand caters to everyone, then I will not uncheck anything. I can leave it like that. But if it's only females, or if only males, or only parents, so I can choose all that. And what else is there? If I want to combine this demographic with some other kind of targeting, which is completely valid, right? You might have a particular audience, right? So you say that I want to target only a certain age group or certain whatever. And then you can, if you want to combine, then you choose this option and say narrow your targeting further, and then you can choose the other kind of targeting. But if you do not want to choose demographics, or you do not want to combine, right? If you do not want to combine, then in the first window itself you choose a different targeting method, right? So if you want to combine, then you have to take up one from here. Otherwise you just choose one from here only. Now what else can you do? You can say display keywords, right? You can say display keywords. Display keywords, this is it's giving you based on the website that I've entered. It's giving me all these different options, right? It's giving me all these different options, all these different ideas on keywords, which is great, right? Based on my website, these are very relevant keywords. And if I want to go by this, if I want to go by contextual display keyword targeting, I can choose these keywords and target. Okay, the alternative, of course, is topic also. So topics, all these topics are there. Now wherever the content on whatever topic I choose is there, my ads can show there, right? So um, if I go and choose jobs and education, right, I can go and say I can choose the entire jobs and education and click on this and take it to the right hand side, or the entire education, or I can go further within this and say that I just want to choose something like this or this, right? So I can just choose that and that's it, and target very specifically that, or I can target all of jobs, whatever. um okay, so that's it. And similarly you can choose another kind of targeting, which is placement. In placement, what you will do is, here you can search, right? On play display planner, it will make your work easier. Display planner will make your work easier. Here you can just search whatever website you're looking for. So let's say we're looking for right, and we're looking if this is there on the Google display network or not. So it's yeah, here, sorry. Okay, so then it says that this one has text ads, image ads. All these different image ads are you can have there, and you can also have video ads here. And these are the impressions per week that are available on this. If I want to add this website, I will just click on this and add it. So like this I can add all the websites that I want to add, all the placements, websites, apps, videos. Okay, you can search and you can add them. On display planner, they will also suggest you an entire list. Okay, so but if you have any specific ones in mind, you can come in and search here also. So that is placement targeting. What else? And you can add multiple placements. You can keep adding placements here on the same one. Okay, then you have this is all done. Then there is interest targeting, right? Interest targeting, go and click on all. So now there are two types of audiences. See, affinity audiences, these are all affinity audiences, right? So these people interested in something on a long term basis, right? So they are on interested in on a regular basis, they are interested. You can choose whatever you want, right? You can choose all these people. This is the example that we took. You can target music lovers, right? Beyond that also, see, this is really how how specific you can be and you can target, right? So similarly you can choose whatever is your audience, and this is also a great way of targeting, because these people are interested in a category like this, right? So it's amazing that you can really know about people and target them like this. Okay, then similarly in market audiences, this is product specific, right? Product specific. Do we have those hotels related one, travel? So let's see, if we go to travel, we can say hotels, by hotels and accommodation, right? So as an advertiser, if I go and choose this, right, Megha, if I go and choose this, right, then if I will be showing my ad to the in-market audience for hotels, right? In-market audience for hotels might include you at that moment, because you have shown a sudden interest in hotels. You that's yeah, so that's not an affinity kind of a category anyway. So you've shown a sudden interest in you're researching, right? So you're researching, Google knows it. You're researching, you will be put into the in-market audience into this, and as advertiser, when I go and choose this, you might see my ad, and you will also see the ads of other advertisers who will go and choose this, right? So that is there. Similarly, I can go and choose something related to education as well, or employment related, because these people are looking for sales and marketing jobs right now. I can go and target them. So like this, it's wonderful targeting that you have. You can choose whatever you think is relevant, so that there's in one ad group I will choose one, in the other ad groups maybe I'll try and choose the interest ones also. So as of now we've already chosen one. So let's keep it to this, right? In another ad group, we'll probably choose a interest based targeting. We can do that. That is what I'm saying, right? We've seen all these examples anyway. So we'll say save and continue. On what basis my quality score will be calculated? Tushar, that's kind of it's not so clear, right? Honestly, it's not so clear as it is on search. But the idea is that you choose, you do good quality advertising overall. You do good quality advertising. You also, you choose very relevant targeting, and if your targeting also gives you good results, you choose relevant targeting. Your targeting gives you good results. It works for you, right? What else can work for your ad rank? Your yeah, so you choose relevant targeting, do good quality advertising, you get good results. That will kind of further your ad rank, right? But there's no clear definition like that here. Okay, and since you cannot see this, the idea is to do that. And second, what you can do is you ensure that you have all the ad sizes. Okay, we'll come to ad sizes after this. So all the different kind of ad sizes that are there, ensure that you have them all. Okay, create good creatives. This display network is also about creatives. So ensure, yes, so you have very good creatives, good quality, and also good creatives and all. So when you do all that, that's when you kind of improve, you get an edge over other advertisers. Okay, so say save and continue. Now we will go to the ad creation part of it. So we were already in the ad group. In the ad group, we chose the targeting. Okay, so that was the first ad group where we chose a one kind of targeting we chose from all the many options that we had. And then this is where we go and create the ads. Okay, so we will go and create the ads now. Okay, we'll come back to your questions before we go to ad creation. Like image and video quality, yes, Tushar. In case of keyword and topic, the display ad are targeted on the website having such keywords or topic, or targeted towards people searching on websites having such keywords and topics. Anand. Okay, so the content is such, right? It's not audience based targeting. Audience based targeting is demographic, interest, and even remarketing is kind of audience based targeting. Okay, but remarketing we haven't discussed. Okay, so even topic is like an good assumption that people are interested in this at this point and they are reading upon this. So I can kind of show my ad. They might be interested in my ad also. So you can choose that ad group. You can create additional ad groups now and choose interest based and like that. Okay, so now we have to create an ad for this, right? So what are the different options that we have to create an ad? First one is the image ad, right? So you have an agency and they have created some amazing ads for you. You just go and upload your ad here. Okay, so you upload your ad, you have them on the system, you can just upload them, right? So all these supported specifications are mentioned, right? So what are the different formats that will be accepted, what is the maximum file size you can have, and what are the different ad sizes that you have. You can click on this, you will get the detail on all the ad sizes. And so you ensure that you creating all the different ad sizes, because there are so many sizes. You send them, you create all the different ad sizes. There are mobile specific ad sizes also. If you do not have any particular ad size, right? So if there is an ad size like this on a particular website right now, it is accepting ad from the Google Display Network. But if I do not upload an ad size which is this, then I cannot show my ad in that space, even if I choose placement targeting and all. If the particular ad size that they are looking for at that point, if it is not available, then I cannot show my ad there. That's why I will, if I create ads, I will ensure that I will create all different ad sizes. So that is one option. Here also you can provide a display URL that will be there on the ad, but when people click on it, they will go to a final URL that you can mention here, right? Then what else can you do? You can say responsive ad, right? You can, the other option that you have is responsive ad. Let's take a break here. Should we take a break here? Ad creation is a kind of, we'll get into ad creation beyond this after the break, you know. So any questions so far? I'll say skip ad creation. After the break, we'll come back to this same campaign. Okay. So this is the campaign. The campaign has been created, and then this is the ad group as well. Now we'll create ad further after the break. Okay, so let's meet at 11:45. How many websites can we choose for our ad to show at one time? You can choose a huge list of websites. That's not a problem at all, Tushar. Sorry, this is going only to Bhumika. Yes, of course, Tushar. Yes, yes. That will depend on your budget, right? And also because also if that is relevant, right? Just because Google can suggest you 1,000 websites, but you will only choose, what is like highly relevant you think for you, and because as many websites you kind of spread it out to, you are, but it'll be on the same budget. Your daily budget will still be at the campaign level. There will be a daily budget at the campaign level and all that. It's just that you will be spreading out your ads across all of them. So you will choose only what are the relevant ones for you. So even if you want to choose like 50 websites, you can go and choose. Cool. So let's meet at 11:45 then, and then we'll go ahead with this. Sure, Tushar. Tanmay, you don't want a break? What? So if I start it, it'll take like good 10-15 minutes. So let's take a break and then we'll start that. Okay, hi, are we back? So then let's go and create another kind of an ad here. So we go within this ad group now. Okay, before that, let's see what's been created, right? So this is the campaign that's been created. There is one ad group that's been created. We can rename this ad group if we want. We can pause and all that. And there is the CPM bid. If you want to change the CPM bid, you can do that. Then there are all the numbers, right? So when it goes live, you will get all the results on this. Settings, campaign settings are here. So same settings like we saw on search campaign, location, ad scheduling, devices, everything is here. Ad, okay, ad we have not created so far. Ad extensions, if you add, they will be here. Dimensions, we saw that, additional reports, if you want to see, you can come in here. Display network tab. Now what is this tab? Okay, this is the tab which has all the targeting that we just chose. Okay, so all the targeting that we just chose will be here. So if we go to this one, because this is what we had chosen, right? Because we had chosen this, you will see it here, right? So you will see that these are the different two topics chosen. You can even edit your bid and all, right? And then you can see your results by each topic. Similarly, if you choose placements, you will be able to see your results against each placement, against every audience, right? So like that, you will be able to see your results everywhere and be able to modify it later on also. You click on this plus targeting button, you will again reach that same spot where, the same kind of a window where we choose targeting, and you can modify your targeting also, right? You want to add something and all. If something is not working for you later on, you want to change it, you can come in here and do that. And by each targeting, you will be able to see the results. On demographics, if you have not chosen anything, then by every demography you will see the result, right? So you will see by every gender, age, and parental status, right? So everywhere you can see your results, and you can modify things later on also if you want. So this is the ad group that's been created. Any questions so far? I'm going to this ad group, and then we are going to say plus ad and create an ad. Okay, so plus ad, if I choose image ad, I can upload an ad, right? But I do not have ready image ads. Not all companies will have image ads ready. So what option do you have here? What can you do here in that case? You can go and create ad here as well, right? How do you do that? You can go to plus ad option, go to responsive ad, and you can go and say, you need to essentially fill this up and you can create a responsive ad. Now what is a responsive ad? Responsive ad is this format where you just have to, add. It's a very very useful in a way. If you do not have any ads that are ready, you can very easily create one here, and it will adjust automatically to whatever size. We saw that there are so many different sizes. It will adjust automatically to whatever size is available, and it will also automatically optimize and choose what will look good on that. Okay, so if we write this all, so we say uh, learn digital or digital marketing courses, right? Digital marketing. So as I write, it is changing in the preview as well. So if I have a specific, I am not picking it up from the website right now, but if I have a specific URL, I can mention it in my final URL like this. Okay, or enroll, whatever that is, right? And then I can also add images, but it is also scanning my website. Okay, wait. I will change this to this. Okay, so it is also going to scan my website and come back with whatever images it can pick up from the website, right? I can always go to upload button and upload my own images, right, that it has not picked up. But otherwise, let us see what it has done. Okay, so this has scanned the website and it has come back with all these different images. So now this time it's come back with my logo also, so which is great. It says select up to 2 images and 2 logos, so I'll do that. So we will say, use this one as image, not this kind of image, right? We can use this one as the logo. This is perfect. And then we will say use this as another logo. For now, I'm choosing this. You can always upload a better logo and all that. Upload more images, right? So you can take up one more image I have to pick up. So I will pick this up and I will say that's it. And then I will say save it. Right. So now I have all these different images and see how the ad is looking like. Oh, there is only, it says 2 logos, but it's picking up only one logo. So I will take it. I'll not take this one. I'll take this one. Right, so this and this, so and save it. Now this is how this ad is looking like, and they're right now showing you only one size, right? And see how it's picked up the description and all that, all the text, and see it's picked up the image. Sometimes it just writes the business name, sometimes it might look like this, it'll just pick up this image and it'll look like this. So basically whatever, and it's all text also, right? It can be all text. So whatever will look good in whichever, sometimes what happens is if you create these ads, then unless you professionally create them, in different sizes, they will start to look not one what will look good in one size may not look good in another size, which is what this will not let happen. So a responsive ad will kind of choose what is looking good in that, and it will pick up just that. So right now this logo is being picked up in another format, this is not being picked up, right? Instead there is an arrow, just that. So it will just automatically optimize itself and create this ad, which I think looks great, right? And then so this is it, and then I will go and say save. Is this clear how we work with this? So we'll say save, and now it is this ad is created. It says under review. I can always see the results on the ad, and I can see how many times this percentage of times this particular ad was shown from this ad group and all that. Now if I have to create another, why not? Anytime, no, you can just go and edit it, right? You can, instead of this description, you just go and edit and you can make another description, right? So you just change the description, change the headline. Very simple. That's the great thing about AdWords, right? Even in search also, you just go and edit that ad, change this headline, right? Okay, so say plus ad, and there is another option now, which is add gallery, right? What is this option? So from here you can go and you can create some different types of ads here. While I'll not be going into each and every one, these are very specific types. You can try it out at your end. So things like Gmail ads, those ads that you would have seen on top of promotions tab on Gmail, and when you click on it, they expand into like a full-fledged ad with a um, um, decent sized image and everything. So that ad also you can create from here. It will be the same way you will create all these ads, just like how I created responsive ads. You will be uploading wherever the required required text, required images you will be uploading. You can create Gmail ads, you can create these lightbox ads. Lightbox ads are those ads that are that when you hover around them, you they expand. So you can create all these different types of ads from here. Video will come to next week anyway. And general purpose is nothing now. General purpose, if you go to it, will just take you back to responsive ad. Okay, so it used to be another kind of format, but that's not there. So that's it. So you can go and create responsive ads, or you want to create these specific types of ads like Lightbox, Gmail ads, and all. You can go and create them as well. Okay, then what else? For different ad sizes, do we have to make different ads? Yes, if you are uploading yourself, Vivek, then you have to upload all different ad sizes. But if you are using a responsive ad, then not, then you don't have to. Um, Lightbox ad is that kind of an ad which you would have seen that ad which if you hover over it, it expands, right? It expands. So you can create that kind of an it says rich interactive format, right? Interactive, why? Because only when somebody comes and interacts with it, it expands and it gives out some more visuals and more information, right? So you can create that kind of an ad from here. Same way you will go about creating by uploading more text, images, and all that. Similarly, for dynamic ads, you can create rich media ads that will match people's location and the content they are seeing. Now this one is, we'll see remarketing. This one is actually related to that a little bit, so we'll see that as well. So light box ads, Gmail ads. Similarly, Gmail ads, have all of you seen? Bidding process is also similar. You could go and change your bidding for every targeting, and everywhere you could change your bidding. So we'll see display planner after this, Tushar. Okay, we'll see display planner after this, and display planner will suggest you that. Okay, wonderful. So we'll go back to the campaign, or we'll just go back. We go to display planner from here. Okay, now we've seen how do we go and create a campaign. We've seen that you can have different ad groups. In different ad groups, you can use different targeting. You can have your own ads, or you can upload ads. You can create responsive ads here, which is great. And then additional options like those Gmail and Lightbox are also there in case you require. You can create those different types of ads also. The general ads that you see all around, you can create using a responsive ad is the recommended format from their end as of now. This is the format they introduced last year, and they recommend using that because what used to happen very often is if we used another format, that there was another format, and then the ads may have a lot of white space and all. When the size changes, the kind of it might not look good in a different size, and that's why responsive ad kind of fits together everything and creates it for you. Okay, so display planner now. That campaign we've created. Now we do not know how much to bid. We know, what are the targeting options, and we can go and choose from there. But this is a good guideline. It will give you a lot of ideas as to what you can really, what targeting you can choose. It will directly choose that and create that for you and tell you, that you choose this targeting, and this is the suggested CPM range. And then you also, you can, if you spend so much money, then you will get so many impressions also. Before we keep discussing CPM, remember that CPC is also here. Okay, CPC is also there on display network. It's not like CPC is not there. It's just that CPC is not preferred by publishers also so much. That's why if you run your ads on CPC, you may not get so much inventory. You may not get so many options, right? You may not get so many options and all, but you can try out CPC also in case you want. Okay, so the list of websites and all will also differ. So here, see, you have to also choose right here. You have to choose bidding type. right? So you can choose your bidding type here, you can choose the location. These are very important things to choose. And before this is the first part, this is the second part. If you already have chosen what your targeting is going to be, then you can directly come to the second part, and you can say, you can upload that this is all my targeting, these are all the topics, or these are the interest, or these are all the placements. Suppose you've listed 20 websites and you want to target them, so you can just copy paste these 20 websites here, and you can get what you can expect from targeting there. But since we do not know, we will try out, we'll see that, from the beginning, how can you plan it. CPC will help you to get more engagement. No, why would it get you more engagement? It's like the same ad, right? It's the same ad, same image ad. Suppose it's there on a website, right? You are saying that I will pay when somebody clicks on it, or you're saying that I will pay whenever it's shown, right? So from the publisher perspective, they will always prefer CPM ads, and that's why you will get more options, more websites, more places to show your ads on when you choose CPM. No, clicks you can know anyway, Anand. Even if you're running by CPM, you can know how many people clicked on your ad. Okay, you can know anyway your impressions, clicks, CTR, those things you can know. We are saying how are you going to pay? Conversions divided by impressions. What is that? Oh, you mean conversions or impressions? Yeah, so impressions. Impressions is what will get you more inventory. That's it. So see, when you are on display network to get visibility, then you should, if you want visibility, then you should run your ads on CPM. That's it. Okay, so that, because then only you will get more options to advertise, and you will be able to show your ads at more places. Okay, Anand, understood. So you can get your metrics anyway. Now let's see, what do you want to search this for? Mm-mm-mm-mm. Something popular, something in the popular space. What should we try out here on display network? No ideas? Students? Um, Students name. What is your product? Let's say cosmetics. Okay. So um, let's take another example, Megha. No, cosmetics. Okay, so somebody suggested cosmetics, so let's start with cosmetics. So cosmetics, I would, can somebody tell me more, what else would you say put into this? Creams. All right. Moisturizers, face and body care, topical. Let's keep it. Skincare, hair care, personal care. All right. Skincare, hair care. Let's keep it to this. Pedicure. Just let's keep it to this. Let's see what it suggests. Okay. So and then remember to include your competition brand names. Always you can bid on in case of search. Yes. Here, how will it matter? What you can do is, if you want to get ideas also from a website, you can also enter your website URL here. So in that case, AdWords can also pick up ideas from your website. In case you are particularly a niche website and all, it helps, right? Or you can leave it broad also. You can just enter these many things, and also you can go about it. And then ensure that you've chosen the correct location and the correct bidding type. And then you say get ad group ideas. Manjunath, what about competition brand names? Okay, let's say let's me put the Unilever ones. Okay, so Lakme. What else? Whatever. Okay, Ponds. So okay, then get ad group ideas. Yeah, but that's all right. Um, that's that's not something you really can use here. This is just about finding the targeting different targeting, so that you can, when you're say mentioning your products, that's good enough. You really don't need to mention your competitors here. Okay, so now see what all results it has come back with. It says India, English. This is these are all your settings. If you want to further change your ad scheduling, any exclusions, any device preferences, you can set all that also. This is what we had entered. Now it's come back saying that this is all the targeting that you can do, right? It says that um, all ad groups, it says, and similarly all different ones are also here, like placements. It is suggesting all these different placement related ones, topics. Okay, we'll go to individual targeting ideas and first show you this. So right now it is suggesting you all these different placements, sites, mobile apps, videos, all these topics, different topics that you can target, and all that in individual targeting ideas. What you can do is jump to ad group ideas. In ad group ideas, it is telling you all different ad groups you can plan. It is telling you that you create, we'll go to all ad groups here, and it is telling you that you create one ad group which is topic targeted, and it is targeting a topic called skin and nail care, right? Which is perfect. So essentially, where is it coming from? It's coming from that list only that we saw there, right? It's coming from within beauty and fitness, somewhere this was there, right? But you don't have to really find it out yourself. On the planner, it is culling it out for you and it is suggesting you, or it is saying that you can also create an ad group, and that will have display keyword targeting, and it will have all these kind of keywords, right? So which you can click and you can see further. You can also click on this and you can see all the list of keywords. It is saying that you create an ad group, target an affinity audience, this one, okay, or an in market audience, which is this, or you create a placement targeted ad group and target all the, and you can place your ads on these websites or on these videos, right? Or these sites, videos, they're all placement targeting ad groups only. um, or you can target an affinity audience, cooking enthusiasts, right? Cooking enthusiasts, okay. Anyway, you can target that if you want, right? So which I don't know, but yeah, so topic skin condition, so like that you can go and choose, whatever. And it is also, what else is it telling? It is saying that cookies per week, right? Cookies per week, impressions per week, viewable impressions per week, right? So it's saying that um, यार what are you guys doing? मेरा एसी बंद हो रहा है, मेरा इंटरनेट बंद हो रहा है, मेरा इंटरनेट बंद हो गया. Hmm. So sorry, I was disconnected. Now can you hear me? Yeah, I was disconnected this time. Okay, so where were we? So now it is telling us that these many viewable impressions per week are available if you choose a topic like this, right? If you choose an affinity audience to target, these many viewable impressions are available. Like the entire universe is so much, right? If you choose these placements, then this is the kind of impressions that, so it's huge, right? It's huge. Display network is huge, you can see from this. So you can't really go about everything. So you will only choose what is relevant to you, and what seems like the most relevant thing to target. You can go and choose that and target that. And so I will definitely like to target an affinity audience which is beauty mavens, right, on this. So which is because it's a product that, it's something that people can buy anytime. It's not something that they have to research on and all that, right? So if people are interested in this, then I should be showing my ads to these people. Or topic skin and nail care is fine. I mean, you can choose this also. Additionally, this is also relevant. And you can also further, if you want, you can, if you especially if if your products are kind of either very expensive. In this case, I'm not sure, but if they're like really high value kind of products, in market audiences are great to target, right? Like people when they are looking researching for cars, right? It's great to target such in market audiences. Here also, maybe if your products are solving some specific skin problems and all, and people are looking for that, they might it might make sense to target even this kind of an audience also. Okay, so similarly, you can choose all your targeting that you want, and then you can see on the right hand side again. Now it is giving us a weekly forecast for an unlimited budget. So we'll make it monthly forecast first of all, and then if I see it is saying that I have 238 million viewable impressions, and this is the kind of impressions you can get at this kind of a cost, right? Which is very very high. So first of all, 238 million viewable impressions, we will change the frequency capping and we'll put a some kind of frequency capping here, because we are not going to spend money on the same people like Shein. Sorry. Okay, then once you do that, sorry, back to ideas. Yeah. So set bid and sorry, frequency capping I was on. Two cap, two per month. We've set it to, and if you do that, yeah. So now it has changed to 84.6 million viewable impressions, right? Because you were, you did not have a frequency cap then. Now you have a frequency cap, and then what are the other things you can do? You can save to account from here. So if you've already created a campaign, or you can create a campaign from here also, or you've already created a campaign, you want to, you're already running some skincare related campaigns, and you want to add some additional ad groups to it. So you can add these addition, you can come in here and you find three more ad groups, for targeting. So this is part of planning, and planner is also part of optimization. So when you coming in here at time of optimization, you just say, you choose all this and you say save to account, you choose the campaign to which you want to add it. Okay, similarly, or you can download and delete and all that. Okay, so now this is done, and we can go and now see what is, and also see here in individual targeting ideas, all your CPMs are also mentioned, right? So for all these different topics, there is a CPM range that is mentioned. Okay, so there is a CPM range that is mentioned. Typically, it is running from 0 to 50. All right. We see on placements, though we have not chosen right now. If we choose on placements, uh, it is showing the different ad formats for every website. It is showing that you can have these kind of ads. This is the kind of relevance. Okay, so this kind of creates problems sometimes, so it's difficult to scroll down and all that. Okay, so relevance, it's saying it's high for this particular website. CPM range is given. So all these suggestions are also here, right? Topics for different interest based audience. It is suggesting that again it is a CPM from 0 to 50, right? So then we will keep it to this range only, right? So we'll keep it to somewhere around 40, 50, and we'll see. And then of course you can change it on later on as well. So then we'll say set bid and budget, and this is what's come back with, right? So we will set a daily budget and a CPM bid. Let's keep it to 50. Budget, suppose it is like 6,000, and then so you can get to see what is it you can expect on this much targeting for this much money, right? So if you're spending so much money, then you can expect 8.92. It is saying that you can expect some 9 million impressions, right? Which is great. So it's telling that you can expect some 9 million impressions. You can also raise this budget and see if that will, if you keep increasing your budget, obviously, since the universe is so huge, and this is what this chart is saying, that your budget is kind of limited. So because the universe is huge, the more you spend, of course you will be getting more impressions and all, right? But this is the kind of so you can say that, okay, so if I'm getting 6,000, if I spend 6,000, I'm getting 9 million impressions. So what I will spend so much money and I'm okay with these many impressions. So you can change that budget and see, okay, I'm okay with so many impressions for so much money that I will. That's my plan. That's an estimate. It's not the final number, but this is what I expect, and that's how I will plan it. Is this clear? So all this in market, so all this audience, topic, placement, it's actually come back. It's audience and topic and all. It's culled out for you, and placements. It will give you a huge list. Okay, huge list that will give you. So you have to see what you want to keep. 9 million impressions. Yes, this is the monthly plan, monthly performance forecast. We had changed that to monthly. Okay, that's it. So any more settings and all you want to do, you can always do that. Right, placements also, every placement. Acha, ensure, if we're not taking placement here, but if you take any placements here or anywhere, any placement targeting you choose, ensure that you have gone through each and every placement, right? You click and go through each and every, you type and you go and check every placement. You do not just add anything, just like keywords, so like we do not add any keyword just because it is suggested from them. Similarly, we do not add any placement because there is a list of 50 placements and we will not bother to even look at into what was the list about. So no, we have to check each and every placement and then you add. So that's it for the planner. The planner will help you with that display campaign that you created. Okay, so what else is here? We've seen, let's go to this presentation. Any questions? All right, so let's see this presentation, or yeah, let's see this presentation and then let's go to remarketing. So display network, we've done this already. Targeting. So now we have seen all this contextual placement, all these kind of targeting, right? Contextual targeting, placement targeting, interest-based targeting, how you can choose a particular audience, demographic. Uh, that's it. Okay. So then, no, we'll see these ad one also, ad formats also we've done. So display planner, right? We've seen the display planner. We on the ad formats, so text ads, no, they won't look like, they yeah, so we saw how text ads will look like, right? That form there, when you saw in the preview. So that's how the text ads will look like. The image ads, right? Image ads, mobile display ads. So mobile specific ad sizes, ensure you upload them if you're creating the ads, so that they also can, wherever, how they look like on mobile, you'll typically see they are at the bottom of the screen or they take up the entire screen, so those kind of ads. And rich media ads, lightbox ads. We saw that these ads you can create. These are specific ads that you can go and create on, through the ad gallery. Gmail sponsored promotions, where they are at the top of the promotions tab, like this here says 6 months free delivery ad, and when you click on it, it expands and it looks like this. So you have to essentially upload this image as well. You have to write all the text. You have to give the URL, all that. Okay, and you can reach, now in Gmail sponsored product promotions, what is the advantage? That even if you do not have their email ID, you kind of reach the kind of demographics that you want to reach, right? So you can choose the demographics and say that this is the age group and male or female and all that, and you can say that, you want to target them. So even if you do not have their email ID, you can sort of in a way reach their inbox. And you can also have images which where you can show up certain products. You can choose that, right? So you can show up one product or multiple products and all that. You can just keep uploading on those, on that window only, and you can create this. You can target your particular demographic. Targeting you can choose, and further you can also choose all these other kinds of targeting, right? All other kinds of targeting you can choose on Gmail sponsored promotions also. Placement obviously will not be here, because placement here is Gmail itself, right? Then responsive ad format, responsive display ad. So this is how it looks like. it can look like this or it can look like this with an image. So we saw that enough that it just picks up what looks good, and it can show up either this way or this way. Plus there are so many different ad sizes. Sometimes it will pick up your logo, sometimes it will not, and all that. And this flash ads is long gone now, so you don't have to worry about it at all. That's already gone. Responsive ad is the standard format for now. Okay. So you don't have to worry about this again. The responsive ad is the format. Okay, video ads. Video ads, we will see. Video ads essentially mean, what do video ads mean? Video ads means ads on Google Display Network. So wherever, all these websites that we saw, when placement ke list mein, we saw that there are websites that are saying ki video is accepted. Video is accepted. So whichever placements are saying that video ads they accept, right? So on the Google Display Network, whichever websites are accepting video ad format, you can go and show your ads there. Or YouTube is again a very very prominent part of the video part of Google Display Network. So in on YouTube, you'll see specifically how you can create campaigns to run on YouTube and all. YouTube as well as Google Display Network. You can run these video ads on. These things we'll see next week. Okay, so that will become too much. So when we see video, we'll learn about video. And okay, display campaign settings, right? We chose ad gallery is the third option. This is not how it looks like right now, but ad gallery is the third option. So earlier it looked like this, by the way. It was text ad, image ad, and ad gallery. So now it's not no text ad there. There is image ad, responsive ad, and ad gallery. Ad gallery, you can go and choose these. Okay, so conversion we have already done. So now we'll go to the last way of targeting here, which is called remarketing. Any other questions so far? Is it clear to everyone how to work on display network, how to choose the targeting, plan around it? Right, great. So now there is one more way, which is called remarketing. In this, and I'm sure you all have seen these ads, you go to a website, right? The idea is that you have been to the website. So you've been to a website, and then you will keep seeing their ads, right? You'll keep seeing their ads. Where will you see them? You will see them you will see them on Google Display Network only. So only websites that are part of Google Display Network. So whenever, and since that number is huge, right? Here websites are not being chosen by the advertiser. Again, they are choosing that audience, right? So wherever they go on the Google Display Network, they can an advertiser can go and show the ad to that audience, to show that ad to you. So typically how it works is, you go to a website, right? You may have, now it's not necessary that it's about buying only. Okay, it's not about necessary that it's about buying. It's like this. I'll just write it out. Okay, so you user visits a website. They add something to the cart, adds to the cart. Maybe the user does not purchase, right? User does not purchase, goes out to another website on GDN. What the user will see? User will see, user sees ad from the first website, right? They see ad from the first website, clicks, lands, and converts. Let's say, okay, this is one illustration. Now, this is why this website was in the first place doing remarketing, right? Because they were remarketing, the user could see the ad and then come back and maybe convert. Now this is not necessary. Okay, so this is not necessary. Maybe user visits website, goes out to another website on Google Display Network. You want to do branding, you say, showing your ads. Yeah, you're showing your ads and you get them back to your website. Now maybe you do this delayed also, right? Sorry, maybe you do it delayed also. So you can kind of target them after some time also, only for branding also, right? So it's not necessary that it has to have that cart and all that, but typically when you would have noticed them, you would have noticed them from these websites that sell, right? Because it makes a lot of sense for them directly converting and all also, but it can be used for branding as well. So have all of you seen these remarketing ads directed at you? Yes. From whom have you seen them? Yes, perfect, Anand. Yes, even I see them. You know why? Because I also go to the website, so I see that ad. Bhargavi, yes. Yeah. So yeah. So exactly. So now, and all these online retailers also, you will notice that they do this a lot. Yes, right. So they do this a lot, and you will see ads from them. So then, yes, any kind of retailers. So whatever they sell, maybe travel or whatever. Okay. Now, here how this works. Okay, now how this works, how do you create this, what is the process to this? So this, the one part of this will be very similar to what we've done, that is the campaign creation. But before that, you need the data on these people, right? How do you know that who are these people? How do you specifically target them again? So how does how that works is through something called remarketing lists. Okay, so first of all, there is a remarketing tag. Okay, it's again a code, right? Just like we saw conversion tracking, there will be a remarketing tag, right? So on the interface we'll see that. So that remarketing tag, what you need to do is, this is the first step, you need to install this tag on all pages of your website. So for one AdWords account, right, one AdWords account, like we're seeing one AdWords account. So for that one account, there will be only one tag. So like for conversions, there can be different tags also, but for remarketing, there is only one tag for one account. Since you will have one website, what you will do is that you will pick up that tag, and you will put it on all the pages of your website. So your developer will do that. That is, so they can very easily do it. So they can install that on all the pages of the website, and once that is installed, then Google can have access to what's happening within the website, right? So then they can have access to it. Now what you will create is, you will create remarketing lists. Okay, so you can create several depending on what all you want to target, who all you want to target, or based on what all things you want to target them. So you can create several remarketing lists, and every remarketing list will be sort of a collection of cookies, right? So what happens when you visit a website? When you visit a website, there are cookies that they can drop onto your browser, right? They can drop onto your browser, and through those cookies they can then track you back, right? So that's the entire way it works. So they can, what they can do is, they will save these, also save the information in all this remarketing list. So you can create a remarketing list, give it a name, whatever name you give it, right? And you can instead of rl1, you can give it a name. So you can, so suppose you want to create it for your homepage visitors, right? Simple one. You want to create it for everyone who's visited your homepage. So if you create it, then what this should contain, this should contain cookies from everyone who's visited your homepage, right? So you'll then there will be a rule. We'll see how we will create this list. So what will happen is, everybody who comes into your homepage, their data is going to be, their information is going to be saved in this rl1, right? And then what you will do, that's later. Okay, what else can you do? You can create rl2, you can create it for a specific section of your website. Let's say a specific section, specific brand. Maybe suppose you have three brands in your website. So you can create one for brand A page, right? You can create one for rl3 for brand B page. And it may not be just B page. We'll see what all other types of lists you can create. So you create all these different types of lists, right? And then what you can do is, what will happen when you create these lists? Since the tag is there, right? Since the tag is there, as people keep coming into the website, and these lists will start getting populated, right? These lists will start getting populated. It will automatically happen, right? So as long as you just have to go and ensure that the tag is implemented, then, and you create these lists. When you create these lists based on the rules that you create, that I'll show you right now, so these lists will start getting populated. So you'll start getting the cookies. So suppose this one has some 10,000 cookies in it, right? Or even more, let's say This one has, since this is, you have 15,000 cookies on it, right? You have 10,000 on this one, right? You have, right? So based on your visitors and all. And similarly, this has another 8,000 cookies, right? So what you can do now is you can create campaigns. You create campaign, and when you create the ad group, you create an ad, and you choose the targeting, right? So when you choose the targeting for ad group 1, you're creating this ad group 1 for brand A page visitors, right? Brand A, so basically visitors who are interested in your brand A page, right? Brand A. So then what will you do? Who will you target here? Who do you think you will target here? What will be your targeting? Perfect, Mega. So you will target RL2, right? So you will target RL2. That will mean that these people, essentially there are people, right? So these people will see your ad. So when you target this, and then you will show them an ad about what? Right, Anand. So what will we show them an ad about then? What ad will they see? Yes. So the ad will talk about brand A only, right? And then you will again take them to a page which is brand A, maybe an offer page you've created, maybe that same brand A page. But ad will, the destination will also be related to brand A only, right? So that is one example, right? So that is how you create one ad group. Another ad group you will create. Similarly, at group 2, you might be targeting all your homepage visitors, right? So if you want to target them, then you will target RL1. Now your ad will be more generic, because you specifically, in this kind of a case, you may not know exactly what they are interested in, but whatever is great about your brand, any offers, brand, whatever it is, you can talk about that in your ad, and you can take them to the homepage again, right? Or you take them to your whatever is your current homepage, right? Or main offer page, or whatever it is, right? But not specifically anything in this case, but you can target them like this. Similarly, you can create an ad group 3, and you can target RL3 with brand B like this, right? So similarly, you and you can keep doing this, right? So you can, depends on what all you want to target, which are the key pages or which are the key things that you want to target. You can create lists like this, and then you can target them. So let's see where you create these lists now. So first of all, you will go to campaigns, that particular brand, Mega, right? More related to brand A. Yes. No. Are you talking about, Anand? You're talking about this one here. Here, when you're targeting, here RL2. Yeah. So here it will be about brand only. Yes. Okay. Now you go to campaigns, you go to shared library. Shared library is a place which has a lot of data which you can use across campaigns. Okay, so just that they've created it like this. You can, create and keep some bid strategies here. You can create and keep some budgets here. You can put in some negative keywords here, and whenever you create a new campaign, you can pick up from this. So we will go to audiences, and we will go and create an audience. So audience now is not created. It's not affinity audience. It's not in market audience, which is already created by Google. It's an audience that we will create. How will we create it? We will say plus remarketing list. We will say from where we want website visitors. These people can also be, by the way, coming in from, they might have visited your mobile app and all also. So you can target like that as well. So now it's not just website, it's website or your mobile app maybe. Okay, so you can choose the remarketing list name. It's for your own reference. And then you decide who to add to your list. This is what is called rule, right? So you will say that, who do I want to add? If I want to add visitors of a particular page, right? So I will say if I want to add visitors, I want to add in this list people who visited my particular page. I will say home, right? So Suppose this. Now this I will this whatever I write here will be based on how my website URLs look like, right? So if my website says URL contains home, then I can and my website like only my homepage contains that URL home, then I can create a rule like this. You can also alternatively use all this, right? You can use all this equals and starts with, ends with. You can combine two of these and you can create a rule for your URL, right? So you can do all that, and then if you do this, then what will happen? Only visitors of the page that contains where URL contains home, only their data is going to be saved to this list. And similarly, you can create other lists as well. So this is one type. What other types you can create? You can create visitors of a page who did not visit another page, right? So you can say that people who came into, if you choose this kind of a rule, then you can say people who went to my cart page, but my URLs should say cart. If my URL doesn't contain cart and uniquely, this URL doesn't contain cart, then it can be a problem, right? So this is that's why I'm specifying, because my URL contains cart. And my final page, thank you page, this is how my thank you page looks like. So now I can create a rule and say that everybody who's visited my cart page but did not visit the thank you page, I want to create a list for them and target them specifically. Works, right? This is a wonderful way to target. This is available for display network only, it is saying, right? So there is some bit of remarketing in search also. We'll see that. But not everything, right? On search it is very simple one, like visitors of a page. You cannot target on search people like, these kind of lists, you can't target them yet. So visitors of a page who did not visit another page, visitors of a page who also visited another page. Similarly, you will mention two URLs and say that they visited this as well as this, right? So then I want to target this list. Okay, then I want to add, as of now we are not targeting, so let's say then I want to add these people to the list. Visitors of a page during specific dates, same thing. I can also additionally mention any dates here and say that people who came in during this, around this date, I want to add uh, people people who came into this page on this date or during this duration, so I want to add them. Visitors of a page with a specific tag. So you might also have added any tags, right? Tags you have, it's not related to AdWords necessarily. It can be an AdWords tag also, like a conversion tracking tag and all, but it can be any kind of a tag that you have on your website. So like you have added to the coding any tags that you've added. So if whenever that tag is there, you can mention that tag also and say that visitors of a page with that specific tag, you add all of them to this particular list. So you can use any of these kind of rules. So let's write for now, use any one of these and create this, because we have to choose one. So I'm going to be choosing this one because we'll be able to see this one, or visitors of a page, we'll be able to see these kinds on search also. And we'll say August end uh, event, or let's say, think about it. So if I'm creating this around 26th of August and I'm creating this remarketing list, so yes, so or maybe September 1 I'll run it. So September event, this is the remarketing list that I'm creating. And so people who will visit my home page between 30th to 6th, I will keep their data onto this remarketing list, right? So something like this. And then yeah, so this is the list that we're creating one list, September event. So we'll find this later on. Okay, so this is done. Now what is the membership duration? Membership duration means how long would you want to keep their data on this list, right? So that depends upon how long after would you want to target them. So it's like this. Suppose I have this September event and I run an event every month, right? And then I want to target them after 30 days also. I want to target them, right? So I want to target them, later on also. So I might want to keep it to 60 days also, right? I can. But if there is a you want to not target them beyond a certain point in time. So it's like this. See, you create this list. Now wait, you can create this list here, and then you can save this data. This campaign you can create alongside, just like when you have minimum number of cookies, you can create that campaign and you can start targeting them right away, or you can create this later on also. So if I want to create it later on also, I can do that. Or if I want to create it right now, then I will say that I will keep targeting them. So if they're coming to my website and I want them to register, so I'll keep targeting them. So I will say that keep the membership duration to whatever time duration, right? So I'll say that keep it to 15 days, and I will, everybody who comes in, so what will happen is whatever membership duration you specify here, every cookie that will come in, okay, every cookie that will come in will go out after 15 days. So if I say 15 days, every cookie that will come in here will go out after 15 days, which will mean that I will not be able to target them after 15 days, right? So here I think 30 days would be good enough, because my event is, let's say, somewhere around September end, and I want to keep targeting them till that much time. So I'll keep it to 30 days. Description is for my own reference. And did I choose September? Sorry, I intended to choose September here. Yeah, so this is um, yeah, so between 30th of August to 6th of no, I want to keep it longer then in that case, right? So everybody who will come in to my page during this site, this time I will go and keep targeting them also within whatever time duration. Okay, so that's it, and then I will go and say save. Does this make sense? Yes. So we'll say save, and now there was that one more step, right, of that tag. So that tag is here. See, remarketing tag on the top right corner. This has tag details, right? So this remarketing tag, this is a common. This tag is here and it's common to the entire account. So you can go to it anytime. Like you can, but the first time when you've created, first time you have to implement it. Next time you don't have to go to this step at all. So first time you have to also go to remarketing tag, go to tag details. This will be the tag. You go to this, view the AdWords tag, and this is that code, right? This is this entire code. So you copy paste this, and where does this go? This also goes before the closing body tag, but of all the pages of your website, right? So you will put it on all the pages of your website before the closing body tag. And this is one step that you have to go through only the first time. You can email this also to your web developer, right? The first time you do it, that's all. You don't have to do it again, because this tag is already there on your website. Now your website will remain the same, the tag will remain the same, the tag is already there on your website. Now you can even after 2 months later, 3 months later, whenever you want to create remarketing lists, you can keep creating remarketing lists, you can keep creating campaigns and all that. Okay, so now the next final step is to target them. Very simple now. I'm sure you know by now how do you target them. You can go to plus campaign, say display network only kind of a campaign, and go and create a campaign quickly. Right, whatever it is, you have to here when you choose this. Okay, when you choose interests and remarketing, you go to remarketing lists, right? And here your remarketing lists will appear. So we will choose our particular remarketing list. This is the remarketing list. Now when your tag is implemented, you will also start seeing the list size and to what how many cookies you have in this. Once you have that minimum number of cookies that is required, there is a requirement, simple requirement, just so that they don't want that only one person has come in and you start targeting, or 10 people have come in and you start targeting, so that at their end they say this is the way that privacy is not breached for any users. Like we can't see any data about people, right? And to keep that privacy, they have a minimum number of cookies, so about 100 cookies on display network and about 1,000 cookies on search you have to have on a particular list. Okay, on a particular list you have to have the minimum number of cookies before you can start targeting. Once you start targeting, then it can be a continuous targeting, but before you can start targeting, the remarketing list should have the minimum number of cookies, and then you can just add this and say that you want to target this and save and continue. So then what will happen is, now you will create that ad also, right? Whatever ad you want to show to them about the event, and then you will say, you will save that ad, right? You will create that ad and you will save that ad. And then, so this will be your campaign. This is your ad group. In the ad group, what targeting you've chosen is the that particular remarketing list. How you will find it? You will find, when you find on the display network tab, you can see that if you go to interests and remarketing, this audience also, you can see what is happening for this audience. Of course, I mean, if you only have one targeting, then all the data will be for this audience only. But when you have multiple, when you have more audience types, different remarketing lists and all, then you can see which audience is kind of working for you, how it is working for you. So you can see this particular audience, how is it working for you, right? It might be this particular audience is, in fact, instead of naming it September event, you can name it like homepage, kind of a homepage, because you might have further pages or something, you may have more things to do with the event, whatever. So anyway, so this is the remarketing list. You can see this particular audience, you can see how this audience is performing for you, right? And any such audiences that you add. So interests and remarketing, so all these affinity, in market, remarketing, all these audiences come in one place. But why we creating, so you can keep it in one campaign also, but we have created a separate remarketing campaign just so that it is easier to control everything, right? So you can control the budgets and everything. It's easier that way. So you can create a separate remarketing campaign also, and you can choose that audience that you have created, and then you can target them. Is this clear? So now there is one more like advanced step to this. If you want, what I can do is I can send you some read on this, which is called dynamic remarketing. Okay, dynamic remarketing is one further step onto this. In dynamic remarketing, what happens is you can also show people the products that they were interested in, right? So in that you have to it's kind of a little technical. You have to create that feed and all, and plus it's not relevant for everybody. It's only relevant for people who have like lots of products, and they want to show the products in the ad and all that. So then they can also use, yeah, so you would have seen that, and the product that you specifically were interested in, they will show you that in the ad, right? Because it is dynamically created for you, right? So that is another advanced form of it that you can you can do later on when you actually start remarketing. First you start remarketing, then you can reach, or if you need, that is, it's not for everybody. There is dynamic remarketing where you can show your ads specifically, in your ad you can specifically show what that user was, what products, the images and all, everything of the products that they were interested in. Let's go back to remarketing. Let's see what it says. Some data, it's very very important actually though. It says 96% of people who visit a website leave without completing the actions marketers want them to take. So you need to bring them back, right? 70% of shoppers will abandon their shopping cart, right? It's huge, right? And then oh, is that it? Okay, so anyway, so what remarketing will do for you, what remarketing will do for you, I think I'll add a slide here. So what remarketing will do for you is it'll give you very good conversion rates, right? It'll give you very good conversion rates. It's like you will you will, if you typically get a certain number of conversions, remarketing will can double it up for you, double triple it up for you. That's the kind of uh, conversion you get through remarketing. Why? Because these people were interested in you, right? These people were interested in you, or they're aware of you, so that is already there. Now you are targeting them. Now when you're targeting them, they are more likely to convert, and that's what data also proves. So that they are more likely to convert, they convert more readily, and it can also be at a lower cost for you, right? It can also be at a lower cost for you. It's very, very effective, and it is beyond this. Other than this, even if you don't go to this level, it's good for branding. It's great for your recall value. It's like it gives high recall to your brand and all. So remarketing works in that sense, right? And this is being used a lot as of now, so it's a popular format. And that's it about remarketing. So we're done with the entire set of presentation as well as all the topics. Now what we will do is, when we come back next week, okay, before that let me show you one more thing on remarketing, that is on search, right? One moment. On search, okay, so nobody asked me this. So this is the list that we created on display. This is how it is. But on search, what is that you can do? On search, you can go to a search campaign, and you can add that simple kind of list where is a particular home page, particular page visitor. Okay, so let's say we go to any search campaign, and we have not seen, this is a different kind of a campaign. I'm not seeing audience here. Okay, so let's go to another one. On search campaigns, when you add remarketing, uh, yes, so you see this audience tab that we have not seen so far. So this audience tab you can go to, and here you can add an audience, right? You can add, say, plus targeting, and you can add remarketing to this, right? So you can say add to campaign, right? Add, or add group, whatever, add targeting, interest, and remarketing. And here you can say remarketing lists. Here you can choose your audience. So see, now the number of remarketing lists are were so little, right? Because all those like multiple rules kind of lists are not there. They are not. You can't target them on search. So here you can target this particular list, right? You can target this list because it is about visitors of a particular page, right? You can target this list. Now, what does this mean when I target them on search? This means that this is a regular search campaign. There are ad groups, there are keywords, right? So people are searching for my keywords, right? There are ad groups. They're seeing my ad because they have searched on this particular keyword and all. But also that they were visitors of my website in the past, like it can be like right now, or whatever time. So they have been visitors of my website and they are searching. So what does that mean? If they have been visitors and they are also searching, they are interested and they are still researching. Can we say that also, that they're still researching, right? Maybe yeah. So yeah, so they're still researching, they're still on the search, Google search, and they're still searching. They've already seen my website. Now they might go to my competitor website, but if I target them here, then it's quite likely that they will convert and rather choose my offering. So you can use your remarketing list only on regular AdWords campaign. Regular AdWords campaign, what does that mean? Uh, yeah, so you will, yeah, so yes, I mean, if you want to say that, yes, you will have keywords and all, yes, you will have those. On search, you will have keywords. This is an additional filter. Yeah, this is an additional filter you have. So they are also searching and they are also visitors. So now you know that these people are kind of very important. And also, here you can then not make it very narrow and all. You can don't use like exact match and all that, because you already have a filter now, right? You already have a filter, additional filter. That's how it works. Um, Mega, is that what you were asking? Yes, it's definitely very good return on investment, right? When you started with your first campaign. Yeah. Okay. So you can, there was demographics also, by the way, there, right? So you can add demographics also. Okay. But that is different. That's not related to remarketing. Okay. So that's it. And one second, let me go to the LMS. Okay, meanwhile, I'll also share the feedback link of today's session, and please also ask me any questions that you have so far. Google will save the list means for their use or what? So I can go and delete that list also, na, later on when I want. Yes, you can keep it for your future ad campaigns also. That if you, one moment, if you want to target people later on, you can, right? As long as there is, uh, you can. So if there can be people who want to target, the users after some time. So it's like you sell something every like maybe after a certain time frame, right? Annual would be a long but little long, but still, I mean, if you sell something after every, or your product is required after every 3 months, after every 4 months, and you want to target the same people, afterwards also, right? After 3 months you want to target them, you can do that. So you can keep it for longer. The maximum time frame that you can keep a remarketing, that list data is 1.5 years really. Okay. So this is your week 3 LMS, right? So content. So you'll get your recordings and all here when they upload it, and you can download the presentation also. Ensure that you've participated in the quiz. You can go and set up your first display campaign. So all the things that we've already outlined here, and I'm going through each and everything because we've just started with this. We've changed the format on the LMS. Now you have set up one search campaign. Now what you can do is you set up your display campaign, and how do you go about doing it? You can create your ad group. You can start, you know all that, right? You create your ads, and you create your ads and your targeting and all that you will choose, and then you design your ad. Okay, and this is where you can go and upload it, right? So here you have two tabs: create ad, responsive ad. Same things, you will go through the same suggestions are all here. So essentially, create a display campaign, right? And share your observation and upload an assignment. So what you can do is you create a display campaign, and you also use the display planner for this. Use the display planner, create a display campaign, share your observation, and also share the screenshots of the campaign that you create. Okay, so screenshots of the all the different tabs. So we've changed the assignments a little bit, but essentially it is about creating a display campaign. Is this okay? Can I, you have a seasonal product, okay? Yes, yes, Megha. So you can keep it for a longer time frame so that you can target the people again. So when you create that list, you keep the membership duration longer. Exactly. That's the example for it also. Works, Mega? Yeah. Can you quickly go through remarketing, how to do in Google AdWords? It is the same process, Anand. There was nothing exceptional that I did. It was just that like we were creating display campaigns, and we were choosing, we created a campaign, we created an ad group, and then we created an ad, and we have to choose the targeting. So in the targeting, whatever targeting we chose, the earlier other ways of targeting that we had, they were already present, in or on mostly they were present, or we could right there we could choose it, right? But in case of remarketing, this is an audience that is there coming from your website, so you don't have that present on here. So before that, you have to go and create that audience. So in order to create that audience, there are two steps that you have to follow. You have to ensure that this is only one time step. You have to ensure that this tag is there on your website, and the other thing that you have to the other thing that you have to do is you create these lists of the audiences that you want to target. It can be prominent pages of yours, it can be people who did not check out, it can be just people who came to your home page. Really depends on your priorities. You create as many remarketing lists, right by going to shared library. You create as many remarketing lists, and then when you're creating the campaign, now this targeting is ready. Right now this targeting is ready after the minimum number of cookies are there. This targeting is ready, so then in the ad group you can choose this targeting as well. Does that summarize it for you, Anand? Works? So except for targeting, rest all is same. Yes, rest all is same. You what we created is a display network campaign. On search, there is just that you can go in audiences tab and you can add it, but essentially it is in display network campaign that it is more at a scale, right? It's more at a scale on display network campaigns. You can also show your ads to people who did not check out, all that. So it's more at a scale. You can target multiple kinds of lists. So all you need to do is in the targeting you choose that particular remarketing list that you've created, and you already have the cookies on it. That's why I quickly went and created that campaign. It's just that in when we chose targeting, we chose this list. Okay, any other questions here? So please ensure you set up your display campaign with an ad group and the placement and the targeting, not keywords really, the targeting, whatever targeting was there. You create an ad and all that, and then you can upload any images of yours, right? You can upload images and then you can create an ad, and then take screenshots and upload it right here within step 3. You have that. So when we come back next week, if you're not able to see any part of this LMS, please talk to your coordinator, because this requires manual addition to, so you can see the content and quiz, and you're not able to see only tasks. Plus, there is one more reason that we are just upgrading this. The tasks and all look different. Maybe you are seeing the earlier one. So this is the link to this. Just check maybe on this link you are able to see. Okay, then, or else talk to your coordinator. What else? What else? Yeah. So when we come back next week, right, what we will do, this is done. So when we come back, and that will be the last week, we will discuss video, right? We'll completely discuss how do we create those YouTube ads, and how do we have the same ads on Google Display Network also. We'll discuss what is mobile specific, right? Because so far we've seen mobiles there everywhere, but is there something specific? We'll see that. We'll also see reporting, and next week we will also see some overall tools in the account. So that's it. And where to use CPM and where to use CPC on display network, Anand. So when you want visibility, why are you on display network? That is the idea. If you are on display network still for clicks only, you don't want you're not, I mean, not focused on really showing your ads everywhere. You don't, it's not like my ad should be everywhere and all. It's just that, as long as I just get a few clicks to my website, that's what you want, then you can show your ads on CPC. But when you are on display network to show your ads across, then you should then you should use CPM. Okay, so it depends on your objective. If on display network also your objective is getting clicks only, right, so then you can show your ads on CPC. But there will be, the inventory will be limited. The number of ad units that will be available to you, the number of websites that will be available to you will become lesser, right? It's not engagement. No, 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 no. It's not that CPM helps in awareness or CPC more engagement. See, no, it's like this. It's about the platform. Okay, it's about the platform. So it's when you are on the display network. What is so in display network, the platform itself is about uh, visibility, right? The platform itself is about visibility, because you have that option of showing your beautiful ads on so many different websites, right? So that's what the platform can do for you. Now if you still want, what do you want from it, right? From being on that platform, if you want visibility, you choose CPM. If you want clicks only, still okay, your ads may not show up in so many different places. You may not get some websites at all, that will not be available only on CPM, right? So those kind, so but whatever is available, you will be able to show your ads on them. And they will only charge you based on, clicks. But it's not like it will drive up engagement. It's not that. It's typically residual inventory, unsold inventory very often gets sold on CPC. Cool. Any other questions? Has everybody tried the quizzes for week 1, week 2, assignments, everything? Wonderful. And uploaded the assignment already? Okay, fine. It's okay. You still have time. So yes, Megha, will giving offers give me a better ad rank? Giving offers will not give you a better ad rank. Uh, your ad for your in your ad, they will only check for relevance, right? Only check for relevance. Um, in case of display network, when you're talking about, so relevance will be to the targeting, right? Relevance for to the targeting that you've chosen and all. But giving offers and all, if it improves the performance of your ad, that can improve your ad rank. That's how it works. Great, Tushar. So you're able to answer those, right? So wonderful. So now also please ensure you finish the assignments. There's just one more week to go where we will wrap up whatever else remains about AdWords. So we've done most of it. We've covered search, we've covered display, but video is also an important part. Mobile is an important part. Reporting and all, we'll see next week. Okay. You sent me an email. Okay. I think I missed your email because I generally answer all the emails. And I did not reply to you. I'll check it, maybe. Or did you send it like today or last evening only? Maybe then I didn't see. Oh yeah, that's how I can see. Oh, okay. Okay. Wonderful. Cool, guys. So if there are no more questions, I will just mention the details again. And see you next week with the rest of it. Thank you, Bhargavi. Thank you, Megha.